Well, the Biden administration launched covidtesting.gov to make at-home testing more accessible across the nation. 41 NBC's Ariel Schiller spoke with local health officials about how the at-home test can help their efforts.
At-home COVID testing should get easier because of a push to make them more available. The chief clinical officer with Atrium-Health-Navicent, Dr. Sandy Duke, says the at-home tests are antigen-based, which means it's for testing people who are sick.
It is not helpful for asymptomatic testing. So, for instance, if you were to be traveling and you needed to have a test to clear you before you traveled and you're not symptomatic, then that would not be a good use of this test.
Public Information Officer with North Central Health District, Michael Hawkinson, says at-home tests are not considered an official diagnosis. In order to be included in the state's case count, you have to get a lab-confirmed test.
We do want people to go through the confirmatory process and undergo a PCR test if they do get a positive test result back on that at-home test.
Dr. Duke says it's still important to wear a mask, social distance, avoid large crowds, and hand wash to prevent the spread of COVID-19. He hopes the at-home test will keep people out of the hospital who don't need to be there.
To get home tests in the hands of people that might need it, again, hopefully we'll decompress some of these more acute spaces, which will allow us to treat the sicker patients.
Hawkinson says you should keep up to date on quarantine guidelines in case you test positive for COVID through an at-home or PCR test.
The Georgia Department of Public Health has a tool that you can input your own information and it will give you a recommended time for isolation or quarantine.
You can find that tool at dph.georgia.gov. In Macon, Ariel Schiller, 41 NBC News.
You can order 4 free COVID-19 tests per household through covidtests.gov. But if you need a COVID test right now, these tests won't work for you. They're expected to take 7 to 12 days to ship.